Well, horse sport fishing in beautiful Ensenada has been experiencing some great barracuda fishing, eating the iron, also calico and sandbass, and some good barracuda action near Todos Santos Island in Ensenada.
I was going to say it's the squid. I was going to say it's the 20-pound, but I'm going with the hat again.
Magic hat?
Yes, the magic hat. There we go, Daphne. Nice. Oh, step right into that.
Please don't forget to support the Friedman Adventurers family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Friedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend, John Lopez, and also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing, morning briefing.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California, right here at sunrise this beautiful Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for taking time to spend with us here at Friedman Adventures. Gosh, fishing is so good. South of the border in Mexico, we've got nothing but great fishing going on down there. And here in Southern California, everything from bluefin tuna to another big halibut score. Outstanding local fishing for sandbass, kelp patty, yellowtail, and so much more. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, is that good? And is it great to be with you? It's a beautiful morning here. Just starting to see a little bit of sunshine, and that ocean water is delicious. It's nice and warm. Feels like it warmed up the last 24 hours or so. One more, please. Excuse me, I had to do that. It is so really great to be with you because fishing is fantastic right now. There is so much going on. If you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Make sure you subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that rotten, filthy little bell, and you'll be notified when there's new content. Tootsie Report says that is really warmed up into the mid-60s, at least it feels like to me. Remember, you can follow us over there on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Really fantastic to be with you all. Well, let's get into it. We'll go south of the border and start taking a look down there at Cedros Island, where there's a mix of good yellowtail fishing going on. There's white sea bass, there's halibut, and there's copious amounts of calico bass. Cedros Island is biting. That yellowtail bite has been up and down this year, but there's been so many other species to fill in. It's been great down there at San Quintin, 140 miles below the border. We continue to see outstanding fishing on yellowtail. The yellowtail bite has been phenomenal, but there's been guys fishing offshore like our dear friend Jeff Lingle, who've been coming up with some good hits on the bluefin tuna, little smattering of yellowfin tuna and dorado. Still not anything that we can say, here we go, it's on. It's not quite there yet, but we scratch a few of those. But really, it's the yellowtail fishing. If you're driving down that 140-mile gorgeous drive to San Quintin, you're going to be greeted by some outstanding Jurel fishing. The yellows are definitely biting there. And Ensenada, man, I love the variety that we're seeing in Ensenada. Only 70 miles below the border, and it is fantastic. Whether you're looking for a yellowtail, you got a distinct possibility of catching that wide open barracuda fishing, excellent calico and sandbass fishing, or copious amounts of rockfish. Man, they've got it all for you down there in Ensenada. Little horse sport fishing has been all over it. Mara sport fishing, blackfin sport fishing, Sammy Susare sport fishing, to name a few of the really great operators south of the border who take really good care of you and provide you with not only an economical fishing trip, but a prolific one also, because it's really good on that side of the border. All right, let's talk long-range fishing, man. The Royal Polaris, all over the big bluefin tuna on a 3-day trip. They fished till about 3 a.m. when everybody said, "Uncle, enough." They really got beat up with some excellent big bluefin tuna fishing. Spent a lot of their day yesterday fishing kelp patty yellowtail. Further down the line, those 8-day trips have been fantastic. And yesterday on board the Independence, we have an 8-day trip in November. I can't wait for that one. But on the Independence, they had such great yellowtail action. It was kind of like the Royal Polaris. Everybody said, okay, we give up. I don't know if we can pull on any more yellowtail at this point in time. They just had phenomenal fishing. It has really been spectacular, no question about it. And everybody else on these 8-day trips have been doing absolutely fantastic. It has been spectacular. This water's nice and deep here, man. If a Corbina doesn't swim by for us here right now, come on. Just one. All right, man, that water's nice and warm. There's going to be some good surf fishing here today. And in fact, I have some friends that have come down here and fished the surf this morning, so that should be good. Let's talk bluefin tuna. It has been absolutely spectacular. I mean, it has been great in terms of the numbers of the fish and the size of the fish. There's some 8 to, like 30-pound bluefin running around, but there's a lot of this 100-plus pound stuff running around right now. On the American Angler, Dave Larson was a very big-time member of the American Angler family, and now his kids and wife and friends carry on his legacy by going out on the American Angler and having great fishing on a great 3-day trip. Lots of bluefin and lots of great memories, no question about it. We mentioned the Royal Polaris having great bluefin tuna fishing and hitting kelps. There's some kelp patty yellowtail around. How about John Garma, a huge Friedman Adventures family member? We love John. He's such a hardcore fisherman, got a heart of gold, super sharing all the time. When he's out on a boat, he'll share jigs, he'll share knowledge. John, you are the best. He was on a 2.5-day trip on the Liberty, had 8 bluefin tuna, and they were big ones. Great trip, he said, on board the Liberty. And what was working best for him, West Coast jiggers, he said the 200 to 250 gram KB, as well as the 350 gram HD, were spectacular. But also spectacular on this very special trip out there with John was a young man, 15 years old, by the name of Dylan. Dylan, I've seen the photos, and John has told me how hard you worked. Never went to sleep. Fished hard on his very first tuna trip and caught some really mammoth big bluefin tuna. Dylan, way to go. You get the Friedman Adventures sign of approval for working hard, showing great dedication, and accomplishing your goals of catching tuna, big bluefin, on your very first trip. 15 years old, ladies and gentlemen. How on God's green earth Can you beat that? Jeff Lingle, our dear friend, running a yacht, pushing up and down the Baja coast, also here in SoCal. The guy's all over the place. The yacht is super fast. On a 3-day trip, only 4 guys on this one, and he cranked it. 16 bluefin tuna. 9 of those fish, well, let me give you some sizes there. 160 pounds, 153 pounds, 130, 125, 125, another 4 in the 100 to 115 pound class. Wow, he said the 8 to 12 ounce in the light breeze. There wasn't much of a breeze, pretty calm. 8 to 12 ounce eddy bombs were working really great. The ones that were either painted red or painted white. Spectacular results for him on that. And some other guys with great scores. Pacific Queen, 26 guys, 67 bluefin, 12 of those fish in the 100 to 180 pound class. Wow, Tomahawk, Excalibur, Polaris Supreme, Pacific Dawn, limits on the bluefin tuna. It is absolutely spectacular. Our full day boats, and incidentally, the San Diego is offline for a little bit, and we're hoping they get back online. I'm not sure what the problem is. I think maybe they had a mechanical issue or something, but out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, they're going to work hard. There's such a boat that everybody loves to fish on. So our thoughts and prayers are with them to get that all fixed up. Grande, other guys that are fishing in there in that local area, coming up with some pretty good yellowtail on the kelps. Also the hits on the bluefin tuna. They're seeing a ton of BFT. So hopefully that is going to pop here in the very near future. We like fishing 80-pound spectra, by the way, when you're jigging for these tuna. And I know a lot of guys who will fish 65-pound. Why? You're saying, wait a minute, you're talking about all these big fish, and now you're telling us to back off on the spectra. That line sinks faster. It gets down to the fish faster. And on many stops, that is the difference between success and failure. Getting down, paying attention, staying up all night, taking a nap if you're an old fart like yours truly during the day, so you're ready for the nighttime bite. And fishing that lighter spectrum. Now, you heard what was effective for John Garma. You heard what was effective for Jeff Lingle. I know other jigs are working also, but it's been spectacular during the daytime. We are seeing quite a bit of bluefin tuna biting. There's been some good kite fishing on the bigger grade fish, and then you're fly lining or using a small sinker or sometimes even a heavier sinker if the bluefin are staying down with an anchovy. Bringing a quality spinning reel is not a bad idea. It is a really good idea if you're having issues with your casting. And some of these bluefin, a lot of these bluefin, Jeff Lingle says they cut them open, and when they did, just plugged with anchovies. So they're munching out on the chovy. They are liking that, and that's what's working in the daytime. But you may have to back down to 20-pound fluorocarbon, 25-pound, whatever it is, you can get a bite on. You can get a bite on 40-pound, throw it, but you may have to back off, especially if you run into some of that, let's say 8 to 30, 40-pound bluefin tuna. You can catch that on 20, 25-pound fluorocarbon, and you'll have to get a little smaller hook, blacktail number 6 or number 4 size circle hook is a great way to get it done. So some spectacular bluefin tuna fishing. We are loving every moment of it. Coronado Islands, a little bit of yellowtail down there. Barracuda's been really, really good, and we continue to see a flash of really good rock fishing there. At San Clemente Island, we've seen some nice big quality fish. Elsa Flores was on the Thunderbird with a huge yellowtail, and there's been some other scores over there on that big fish on the backside, dropper looping it up and catching fish that way with a squid, a live squid, or a fresh dead squid on the front side of the island. There's been some really good calico bass fishing, along with some smaller grade yellowtail, let's say 8 to 20 pounds, not that bad. Run around, chase bird schools on the front side, and you can get those to bite. Man, I'll tell you, on a surface iron, that is a lot of fun. So we've seen some really good signal and sign in terms of that. The Amigo fishing on a day and a half trip out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. 3 halibut, 57 white Seabass. There's Seabass up in the Channel Islands at Santa Barbara Island. There's been some hits also at Cat and at San Clemente Island. It's really a great Seabass here, as you're going to hear more about that. And incidentally, I have some information coming up You know how hard it is to get on the Endeavor with Tucker McCombs? 2 trips in September with a dear friend of mine, Eddie Berrigan. I'll have some info on those trips in just a couple of moments on how you can get on board the Endeavor. So many of you say, man, that boat is always booked up. We're going to get you on here in a couple of more moments. So some good stuff going on as we push you up into the Channel Islands, the Aloha Spirit. 14 guys yesterday, 29 white sea bass, a halibut to go along with it, while the Gray Light with 8 anglers had 11 halibut, 23 white sea bass. The Mirage, another huge hit on the halibut. The other day they were pushing 100 halibut. It is hard to believe, I know. 53 halibut yesterday, 7 white sea bass. Gosh, I'll tell you, these scores are absolutely phenomenal. It doesn't get much better. My dear friend Chris Hansen, now running the Cobra and doing a great job on the Cobra with a variety of fish. They've been catching some barracuda, some bass, some white sea bass, some halibut. Good job there on the Cobra as we continue to see absolutely fantastic fishing up there. The Endeavor all over the sea bass again with some great fishing here recently. And I don't even talk about the fact that they're catching copious amounts of lingcod and rockfish and so much more. Daniel Hadaway and the Island Spirit are out on a halibut special here today. We'll be checking in on them later. I'll do a live update with Daniel later today. We'll find out how that went and get you set up for the weekend. Remember, kids fish free on board the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing, 805-676-3474 on Sundays. Kids fish free. You're not going to want to miss that. Eddie Berrigan has 2 trips coming up. They are 2-day trips. They are limited load. You'll love fishing with Eddie and his daughter Bella. They are absolutely fantastic. Those trips are September 5th and September 30th. 2-day trips. Endeavor, Ventura Sport Fishing, very few spots. 805-754-0920. You got to think real hard about getting on that one for sure. We move you up into Santa Barbara, and they've had some huge sea bass scores here recently, a little bit scratcher. They're about due for a big one on the halibut and sea bass. Tons of rockfish there up there in Avila Beach, Morro Bay. San Francisco continues to hammer out great catches of striped bass and halibut. And if they go outside, they'll catch limits of cod, limits of lingcod. It's been spectacular in San Francisco this year. I mean, it can't get much better than it is on this beautiful Wednesday morning here in Southern California. I am loving every moment of it. All right, let's talk about what's going on locally. 1/2 and 3/4 day boats down in San Diego. Man, oh man, that sandbass bite won't stop. It's been incredible just about everywhere we look. We're seeing it up in the Santa Monica Bay. But let's continue talking about San Diego, because yesterday was another phenomenal day. No question about it. New Seaforth with great sandbass fishing limits. The Dolphin with limits. I'm skipping over some guys. Daily Double limits. Guys down there are getting limits of sandbass. I'm not skipping over them because they didn't have limits. I'm just trying to stay away from the redundancy a little bit. It is that good. Fishing a chovy, you can fish a sliding egg sinker in a lot of cases, a dropper loop down on the bottom, fishing a plastic, even fishing an iron. They're biting everything. Man, you got to try a pickle chip on one of these trips and see if they'll bite that, because it's that good. This is the best sandbass fishing we've had in SoCal for a couple of decades. It is so great to see this stuff back and biting again. Down there around Dana Wharf, we continue to see really good calico bass fishing, a lot of shorts, few sand bass down there, rockfish, sculpin, that kind of thing. Up there in Newport Beach, the Freelance, their twilight trips have been absolutely magnificent on the sand bass. It's been so good. And the daytime trips have been great. Also, it's biting full speed, 24/7, sounding like a broken record perhaps, but it is anything but that. It's a really special bite that will be gone who knows when, so take advantage of it. Perfect trip to take a kid on, or a neighbor, someone who's never fished before. These are the kind of trips you want to take them on. Great fishing here in the LA Orange County area. The Victory with great fishing limits of not only sand bass, but most of the time they can throw sculpin on top of that. Enterprise, Monte Carlo, great fishing. New Del Mar, 235 sandbass out of Marina Del Rey, sport fishing. The twilight trips have been absolutely phenomenal here lately, whether you're jumping on the native sun there out of 22nd Street Landing. They run every single night. They're doing the twilight trips. They're down there on the freelance or up in the Santa Monica Bay on the New Del Mar. One of those guys, man, it has been absolutely freaking awesome fishing on the sandbass right now. I don't know how it can get any better than it is. Nick Ramirez, our dear friend on board the Spitfire out of Marina Del Rey, sport fishing yesterday. 12 guys, 48 sandbass limits, and 4 halibut to go along with it. And of course, Nick Ramirez, I don't know if Nick goes to actually fish, which he does, and he gets his limit every time, or to help others in the sport because he loves sharing this great sport of ours with others. Nick, you're number one. Keep up the fantastic work. Big Fish Bait and Tackle right down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They are Southern California's surf fishing headquarters. You can get all the bait and tackle, everything you'll need to enjoy a day right here in the Southern California surf. But they also have everything you'll need for those big bluefin. You're going south of the border, you want to catch a sea bass, everything you'll need. Big Fish Bait and Tackle down there around Bolsa Chica. There's a rumor that Wayne Shima Bokuro is fishing down there today. We'll get a report from him. I know Jeff Perea has been fishing the water tower down there in Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway. He's been all over the place. Dog Beach has been pretty good. Down there by the Huntington Beach Pier, we're seeing some really good barb perch fishing and some yellowfin croaker. There's sand crabs around the pier. Bolsa Chica, as I mentioned, producing some fish down there in that neck of the woods. Here in the Surfside area, there's a lot of kelp here this morning, but I want to make the point, if you're a surf fisherman, you find yourself in a scenario like this and you're tempted to walk back up and call it a day, I'm telling you, you can walk out of the kelp. It's a current, some kind of a phenomenon that is bringing that kelp into a certain part of the beach. And if you walk down a half a mile, either direction, sometimes you can walk your way out of that kelp and find a good place to fish. There's been barb perch, and this would be a good time to pick off a halibut or two. I like fishing the high tide. The window that is 2 hours before until 2 hours after is a great time to come down here and throw a lucky craft or throw one of those 3/4 ounce crocodile type lures, Castmaster, little chrome, even those gold jigs. My dear departed friend Eddie Leland loved those gold jigs here in the surf. That works really well. Bait perhaps will get you more bites than anything. You can pick up that bait, you know where, big fish, but you can dig up sandworms and sand crabs right here in the surf and pick off some fish. Up there in the Santa Monica Bay, we are seeing some pretty darn good fishing in terms of yellowfin croaker and more corvina. And this water, as I've been telling you, it is nice and warm. It feels like you're going to be seeing a change in what's biting if this warm, beautiful water stays like it is, because it's gorgeous and it's nice and warm here this morning. There should be some corvina foraging around here for sand crabs and so much more. Hey, I got a feeling we're going to be breaking in with special updates today because there's a lot going on. Man, I tell you, there were some great stories here this morning on the morning briefing, but we've got a lot more to go today. And of course, we'll be watching every single moment of it for you. Appreciate all the likes that you give us. Thank you so much. Leaving a comment, it really helps also. It moves us up in the algorithm on YouTube, or if you're over there on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, we appreciate it. I try to answer all of them, but have a difficult time responding to each and every one. Rest assured that I deeply, deeply appreciate everything you do to make Friedman Adventures numero uno here in Southern California. And I got to tell you, around the world, we hear from people all the time. I'll tell you a story. Sam De La Torre, Island Fishing Tackle, over there in Carson, California. Sam and I do Tackle Shop Confessions. He was out with some buddies the other day when a guy goes, "Oh my God, it's you. It's really you. I watched that show, Tackle Shop, whatever it is, Tackle Shop Confessions. Yeah, I watch you and that crazy guy, Phil, all the time." This guy was from Australia, who had just flown in and happened to be at the same place Sam was at a guy from Australia. I was at grocery outlet last night picking up some stuff on the way home from seeing the dog, Mad Dog, who works on the El Patron over there at Catalina Island. Shoot, I skipped Catalina Island. I didn't need to talk about that. And some guy walked up to me and says, I love everything you're doing. So that means the world to all of us for sure. Catalina Island, the El Patron, every single morning, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. They continue to pick and scratch at some calico bass, barracuda, occasional yellowtail, occasional halibut, even an occasional white sea bass, and tons of blue perch over there. Nothing crazy wide open, but pretty good. And the El Patron is doing the twilight bass fishing every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We were just out with them. It was a lot of fun. We had so many sand bass and a lot of big quality ones. And Daphne, who took the jackpot, her secret was to fish a heavier sinker. She was fishing an 8-ounce torpedo dropper loop down on the bottom with a piece of squid. There's a lot of squid here in the local environment right now, and those fish are all over that. All right, my friends, have a great one. Great to be with you. Thank you so much for all you do. Hats, you can pick them up at 22nd Street Landing, or just send me a text and we'll make it happen. 657-227-6459. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you really, really soon.